My family's lighthouse on the Maine coast has been a beacon for lost sailors, but it has also been my family's curse. Our duty as the lights keepers has become more of a punishment. We are bound to the lighthouse, to the sea, and to the thing that lives in the deep. The night before my 18th birthday, my father took me to the top of the lighthouse. The lantern room was suffused with the light's hypnotic glow, casting long shadows that danced in tandem with the waves below. "Son," he said, his voice trembling, "tonight it will call to you. Do not answer." "What is it, Dad?" I asked, filled with a mixture of curiosity and fear. "All I can tell you is that it's old, ancient even, and it's hungry." That night, as the lighthouse beam cut through the dense sea mist, I heard it for the first time. A siren song, melancholy and beautiful, pulling at the edges of my consciousness. I felt a pang of insatiable curiosity, a longing to see the creature that serenaded the night. My father's warnings rang in my ears, yet my feet moved of their own accord. I was drawn to the rocky edge, the salty sea spray stinging my eyes. There, beneath the rhythmic dance of the lighthouse beam, I saw it. In the swirling froth of the tide, it moved, massive, serpentine, glowing eerily beneath the waves. Its eyes met mine, filled with a sorrow and hunger that pierced my soul. Its song filled my mind, a symphony of loneliness, of endless years spent in the dark abyss. I felt a rush of empathy and terror. Here was a creature, ancient and alone, cursed to sing its loneliness into the void. And here was I, bound to a lighthouse, a guardian against the darkness, destined to a life of solitude. We were kindred spirits, trapped in our respective duties, reaching out on the loneliness of the night. But in its eyes, I also saw a dreadful hunger, an insatiable craving that had worn down its sanity over countless millennia. It yearned for company, for the end of its solitude, but the cost of its desire was a horrifying consumption of those it sought. It called to me, pulling me toward the frigid depths. And for a moment, I almost stepped off the edge. But then, I remembered my father's worn-out face, the fear in his eyes, the heavy burden of our duty. "No," I whispered, my voice barely audible against the crashing waves. "I won't be your feast." The creature let out a mournful wail that shook me to my bones. Its song intensified, a maddening melody that promised the sweet release of death. Yet, in that moment, I chose life. I chose duty. I chose loneliness over oblivion. Stumbling back, I ran to the lighthouse, its beam a solitary star against the black abyss. I climbed to the lantern room, my heart pounding in my chest. There, I watched the creature, its glowing form writhing in the waters below, its song a fading echo in my mind. I now stand vigil every night, a lonely sentinel against an ancient predator. I am drawn to its melancholy, its hunger, its eternal loneliness. And every night, it calls to me, its song weaving through the crash of the waves, the creak of the lighthouse, the echo of my beating heart. My family's lighthouse, once a beacon for lost sailors, is now my tower, my prison, my sanctuary. And I, the unwilling guardian, walk a fine line between empathy and terror, solitude and survival, drawn to the edge, but never stepping off. I am bound to the light, to the sea, and to the creature that sings its hunger into the night. I am the lighthouse keeper, the watcher in the dark, the listener of the lonely song.